What time do you usually wake up on weekdays?
I usually wake up at 7 a.m. to get ready for work. My alarm is set for 6:30 a.m., but I often hit the snooze button a few times. I am an early bird, so I naturally wake up around 5:45 a.m. without an alarm.
How do you feel when you first wake up?
I am not a morning person, so I usually feel a bit groggy. I usually wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. It depends on how well I slept the night before.
What is the very first thing you do in the morning?
The first thing I do is turn off my alarm and check my phone. I drink a large glass of water as soon as I get out of bed. I like to do a few minutes of stretching to wake up my body.
Do you make your bed every morning?
Yes, I make my bed every morning. It helps me start the day feeling organized. Honestly, I only make my bed if I have guests coming over. I try to, but sometimes I am in too much of a hurry.
Do you prefer a morning shower or an evening shower?
I prefer a morning shower because it helps me wake up completely. I like to shower in the evening to wash off the day and relax before bed. I often take a quick shower in the morning and a longer one at night.
What do you usually have for breakfast?
I typically have a bowl of oatmeal with fresh berries and nuts. My go-to breakfast is scrambled eggs on toast with a cup of coffee. If I am in a rush, I just grab a banana and a yogurt.
Do you drink coffee or tea in the morning?
I cannot start my day without a strong cup of black coffee. I prefer a cup of green tea to get my morning started. I do not drink caffeine. I usually have orange juice or just water.
Do you eat breakfast alone or with your family?
I usually eat breakfast alone while reading the news on my tablet. My family and I always have breakfast together at the kitchen table.
How long does it take you to get ready for the day?
It takes me about an hour from waking up to leaving the house. I have a quick routine so I can be ready in about 30 minutes.
Do you check the weather before you get dressed?
Yes, I always check the weather forecast to decide what to wear. I just look out the window to get an idea of the weather.
How do you get to work or school?
I take the subway to work. It is the fastest way to get there. I usually drive my car because my office is quite far from my home. I live close enough to walk, which is a nice way to get some exercise.
How long is your commute?
My commute is about 45 minutes by bus. If there is no traffic, it only takes me 20 minutes to drive to work.
What do you do during your commute?
I listen to podcasts or audiobooks on my way to work. I usually listen to music and look out the window. When I take the train, I often catch up on emails or read a book.
What is the first thing you do when you get to the office?
I start my computer, check my emails, and make a to-do list for the day. First, I grab another cup of coffee and say hello to my colleagues.
What does a typical morning at work involve for you?
My mornings are usually filled with team meetings and planning sessions. I try to focus on my most important tasks in the morning when I am most productive.
How often do you check your emails?
I check them constantly throughout the day. I try to check them only a few times a day to avoid distractions.
Do you take short breaks during your workday?
Yes, I take a 5-minute break every hour to stretch and rest my eyes. I sometimes forget to take breaks when I get really focused on a task.
What time do you usually have lunch?
I take my lunch break at noon every day. I usually eat around 1 p.m. after the main lunch rush.
What do you do for lunch?
I usually pack my own lunch to save money and eat healthier. My coworkers and I often go out to a nearby restaurant. I often buy a salad or a sandwich from the cafe downstairs.
Do you work through your lunch break?
I try not to. I think it is important to take a proper break. Sometimes I eat at my desk if I have an urgent deadline.
How do you feel in the afternoon at work?
I sometimes experience an afternoon slump and feel a bit tired. My productivity is usually highest in the afternoon.
Do you have a snack in the afternoon?
Yes, I usually have a piece of fruit or some nuts to keep my energy up. I try to avoid snacking, but sometimes I need a small piece of chocolate.
What time do you usually finish work?
I typically finish work at 5 p.m. sharp. My workday usually ends around 6 p.m., but it can vary.
What is the last thing you do before leaving the office?
I clean up my desk and write a to-do list for the next day. I make sure to save all my work and say goodbye to my colleagues.
What do you do right after you get home from work?
The first thing I do is change into more comfortable clothes. I immediately take my dog out for a walk in the park. I like to relax on the couch for about 15 minutes to unwind.
Do you do any chores after work?
Yes, I usually do some light tidying up or start preparing dinner. I prefer to leave all the chores for the weekend.
What time do you usually eat dinner?
We have dinner as a family around 7 p.m. I prefer to eat dinner early, usually around 6:30 p.m.
Who cooks dinner in your household?
I do most of the cooking during the week. My partner and I take turns cooking dinner for each other. We often order takeout, especially on Friday nights.
What do you do after dinner?
I wash the dishes and clean the kitchen. My family and I usually watch a TV show or a movie together. I like to go for a short walk to help with digestion.
How do you like to spend your evenings?
I enjoy relaxing at home by reading a book or listening to music. I often use my evenings to catch up with friends, either on the phone or in person. I like to work on my hobbies, such as painting or playing the guitar.
Do you exercise in the evening?
Yes, I go to the gym a few times a week after work. I prefer to exercise in the morning to get it out of the way. I sometimes do a short yoga session at home to wind down.
Do you watch a lot of television?
Yes, I love watching series and documentaries on streaming services. Not really, I prefer reading or listening to podcasts.
How do you prepare for the next day?
I always pick out my clothes and pack my bag the night before. I like to prepare my lunch for the next day to save time in the morning.
What is your bedtime routine?
I brush my teeth, wash my face, and do my skincare routine. I try to avoid screens for at least 30 minutes before bed. I like to drink a cup of herbal tea and read a few pages of a book.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to be in bed by 11 p.m. on weeknights. I usually go to sleep around midnight.
Do you find it easy to fall asleep?
Yes, I usually fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. Sometimes my mind is too active, and it takes me a while to fall asleep.
How do your weekends differ from your weekdays?
I sleep in much later on weekends and have a more relaxed schedule. Weekends are for catching up on chores, running errands, and socializing.
What do you like to do on a Saturday morning?
I love going to the local farmers market on Saturday mornings. I usually do a deep clean of the house. I enjoy a slow morning with a big breakfast and a lot of coffee.
How do you spend your Sunday evenings?
I like to relax and mentally prepare for the week ahead. We often have a big family dinner on Sunday evenings.
Do you meal prep for the week?
Yes, I spend a few hours on Sunday preparing my lunches for the week. I have tried it before, but I find it hard to stick to.
How often do you go grocery shopping?
I do a big grocery shop once a week, usually on Saturdays. I prefer to go every 2 or 3 days to buy fresh ingredients.
What is a household chore you dislike?
I really dislike washing the dishes. My least favorite chore is cleaning the bathroom. I do not enjoy folding laundry at all.
Do you listen to anything while doing chores?
Yes, I always listen to music or a podcast. It makes the time go faster. No, I prefer to work in silence so I can concentrate and finish quickly.
How do you stay in touch with your friends?
We have a group chat where we talk every day. I prefer calling them for a proper conversation. We try to meet up for coffee or dinner at least once a month.
What is a simple pleasure in your daily life?
Enjoying my first sip of coffee in the morning. The feeling of getting into a freshly made bed at night. Watching the sunset from my window.
Do you read the news every day?
Yes, I like to stay informed about what is happening in the world. I try to limit my news consumption because it can be overwhelming.
How much water do you drink in a day?
I try to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. I probably do not drink enough water. I should drink more. I always carry a reusable water bottle with me to stay hydrated.
What is your favorite meal of the day?
I love breakfast because it sets the tone for the entire day. Dinner is my favorite meal because I can relax and enjoy it with my family. I would say lunch, especially on weekends when I can try new places.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have a cat named Luna. She is very playful. I have a golden retriever. We go for walks every day. No, I do not have any pets at the moment.
How do you manage your daily tasks and schedule?
I use a digital calendar and a to-do list app to stay organized. I prefer using a traditional paper planner to write everything down.
Do you take naps during the day?
Yes, I love taking a short 20-minute power nap on weekends. No, if I nap during the day, I cannot sleep at night.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I have an eclectic taste, but I mostly listen to indie rock. I enjoy listening to classical music while I work. I like pop music and whatever is currently on the radio.
How often do you check social media?
I check it a few times a day during my breaks. I admit I check it more often than I should. I recently deleted most of my social media apps to have more free time.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Yes, I find cooking very relaxing and creative. I can cook simple meals, but I do not particularly enjoy it. I love baking more than I love cooking.
What is something you do every day without fail?
I drink a cup of tea every evening before bed. I write in my journal every night to reflect on my day. I always kiss my kids goodnight.
How do you handle stress in your daily life?
I find that going for a run or exercising really helps. Talking to a good friend or my partner always makes me feel better. I practice deep breathing exercises and meditation.
Are you a planner or do you prefer to be spontaneous?
I am definitely a planner. I like to have my days and weeks organized. I prefer to be spontaneous and see where the day takes me, especially on weekends.
What is one thing you would like to change about your daily routine?
I would like to wake up earlier to have more time for myself in the morning. I want to incorporate more physical activity into my day. I wish I spent less time looking at screens in the evening.
Do you ever skip breakfast?
Never. I believe breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yes, sometimes I am not hungry in the morning or I am running late.
What is a typical conversation topic at your dinner table?
We usually talk about how our day went at work and school. We often discuss current events or plans for the weekend.
How do you decide what to have for dinner?
I plan our meals for the entire week on Sunday. We usually decide on the same day, based on what we feel like eating. It often depends on what ingredients we have in the fridge.
Do you enjoy cleaning your home?
I find it very satisfying to have a clean and tidy space. I do not enjoy the process, but I love the result.
How often do you do laundry?
I do a few loads of laundry every weekend. With a large family, it feels like I am doing laundry almost every day.
Do you spend much time outdoors during the week?
Not as much as I would like to, mostly just during my commute. I make an effort to take a walk during my lunch break every day.
What do you wear when you are relaxing at home?
I always change into sweatpants and a comfortable t-shirt. I have a favorite old hoodie that I love to wear around the house.
Do you write a journal or diary?
Yes, I write a few sentences every night before bed. It helps me clear my mind. I used to, but I have not done it in years.
What is the most relaxing part of your day?
The quiet moments in the morning with my first cup of coffee. The evening after all the work and chores are done. Taking a hot shower at the end of the day is very relaxing for me.
How often do you eat out?
We usually eat out once a week, typically on a Friday or Saturday night. We rarely eat out. We prefer home-cooked meals.
What is something you learned recently in your daily life?
I learned a new recipe for a delicious pasta sauce. I learned a shortcut on my commute that saves me 10 minutes.
Do you prefer to read physical books or ebooks?
I love the feel and smell of physical books. I prefer ebooks because they are convenient and I can carry hundreds of them on one device. I enjoy both. It just depends on the situation.
What is the most challenging part of your day?
For me, the most challenging part is waking up early in the morning. The afternoon, when my energy levels start to drop. Juggling work deadlines and family responsibilities can be very challenging.
Do you set an alarm on weekends?
No, I let myself wake up naturally on weekends. Yes, I like to maintain a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends.
How do you like your tea?
I like English breakfast tea with a little bit of milk and no sugar. I enjoy herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint, especially in the evening. I prefer iced tea with lemon, particularly in the summer.
What do you do if you cannot sleep?
I get up and read a book in a different room until I feel tired. I listen to a guided meditation or some calming music. I try not to look at my phone, as the bright screen makes it worse.
Do you think you have a good work-life balance?
Yes, I make it a priority to not let work interfere with my personal time. I am working on it. Sometimes it is difficult to switch off from work.
What is your favorite day of the week?
I love Saturdays because there is a whole weekend ahead. Friday is my favorite day. I love the feeling of finishing work for the week. I like Sundays because they are usually very calm and relaxing.
Do you talk to your neighbors often?
Yes, I am quite friendly with my neighbors. We chat whenever we see each other. We just say a polite hello when we cross paths.
What is a small thing that can make your day better?
A sunny day always lifts my spirits. Getting a nice compliment from someone. Hearing my favorite song on the radio.
Do you prefer to work from home or in an office?
I prefer working in an office because I enjoy the social interaction. I love the flexibility and comfort of working from home. I think a hybrid model with a few days at home and a few in the office is ideal.
How do you remember important dates like birthdays?
I rely on my phone's calendar to send me reminders. I am pretty good at remembering them, but I also use social media notifications.
What is something you look forward to each day?
I look forward to my quiet time in the evening to read. I look forward to dinner with my family and hearing about their day. I always look forward to my morning walk with my dog.
How much time do you spend on your phone daily?
Probably more than I should. My phone tracks my screen time. I try to be mindful and limit my phone use, especially in the evenings.
Do you enjoy taking a bath?
Yes, a hot bath is one of my favorite ways to relax. I do not have a bathtub, so I just take showers. I prefer quick showers because I do not have much time.
What kind of movies do you enjoy watching?
I am a big fan of comedy and science fiction movies. I enjoy watching dramas and historical films. I will watch almost anything, but I am not a fan of horror movies.
How do you organize your fridge?
I try to keep it organized with drinks on one shelf and leftovers on another. Honestly, it is usually quite messy and disorganized.
Do you have a junk drawer at home?
Yes, we definitely have a drawer in the kitchen for all the random small items. I try to keep things organized so I do not have a junk drawer.
When do you usually pay your bills?
I have most of my bills set to autopay so I do not have to worry about them. I set aside some time at the beginning of each month to pay all my bills.
Do you enjoy gardening?
Yes, I find it very therapeutic. I have a small vegetable garden in my backyard. I like having plants, but I am not very good at keeping them alive. I live in an apartment, so I only have a few indoor plants.
How often do you get a haircut?
I get a haircut every 6 to 8 weeks. I only go when I feel like my hair is getting too long.
What is the last thing you think about before falling asleep?
I often think about my plans for the next day. I try to think of positive things that happened during the day. Sometimes my mind just wanders and I think about random things.
Do you listen to the radio?
Yes, I listen to the radio in my car during my commute. Not anymore. I mostly listen to my own playlists or podcasts.
How do you stay motivated to exercise?
I remind myself how good I feel after a workout. Having a workout buddy helps me stay accountable. I set small, achievable goals for myself.
Do you sing in the shower?
Yes, all the time. The acoustics are great. No, I am not much of a singer.
What is your favorite room in your house?
I love the living room because it is cozy and where the family gathers. My bedroom is my sanctuary. It is where I can truly relax. The kitchen is my favorite room. I love to cook and bake.
How often do you visit your parents or family?
I try to visit them every weekend since they live nearby. They live in a different state, so I only get to see them a few times a year. We have a family dinner every Sunday.
Do you have a favorite mug for your morning coffee or tea?
Yes, I have a big, colorful mug that just makes me happy. No, I just grab whichever one is clean.
Do you ever work on weekends?
I try to avoid it, but sometimes it is necessary to meet a deadline. No, I make a strict rule to keep my weekends for personal time.
What is a food you could eat every day?
I could probably eat pasta every single day. I am a big fan of tacos, so I would never get tired of them.
How do you feel about Mondays?
I actually like Mondays. They feel like a fresh start to the week. I am not a fan of Mondays. It is always hard to get back into the work routine.
What is something you do to treat yourself after a long week?
I like to order my favorite takeout and watch a movie. I might buy myself a little something, like a new book or a nice coffee. Taking a long, relaxing bath is my favorite way to treat myself.
Do you check your work email after hours?
I try not to, but sometimes I check it out of habit. No, once I leave the office, I do not think about work until the next day.
What is your favorite thing to do on a rainy day?
I love to curl up on the couch with a good book and a cup of tea. It is the perfect excuse to watch movies all day. I find the sound of rain very calming, so I like to just listen to it.
How do you wind down after a stressful day?
Listening to calm music helps me relax. I find that cooking a nice meal is a great way to de-stress. I like to vent about my day to my partner or a close friend.
Do you take vitamins or supplements daily?
Yes, I take a multivitamin every morning with my breakfast. No, I try to get all my nutrients from the food I eat.
What is your favorite dessert?
I absolutely love chocolate cake. A simple bowl of vanilla ice cream is my favorite. I prefer fruit for dessert like a fresh fruit salad.
Do you have a favorite season?
I love autumn because of the cool weather and beautiful colors. Summer is my favorite season. I love the long days and warm weather. I enjoy spring when everything starts to bloom and come back to life.
How often do you change your bed sheets?
I change them once a week, usually on Sundays. I try to change them every 2 weeks.
What do you do when you feel unmotivated?
I break down my task into smaller, more manageable steps. I take a short break and do something I enjoy to reset my mind. Sometimes I just have to push through it and get the work done.
Do you enjoy hosting guests at your home?
Yes, I love having friends and family over for dinner or parties. I prefer meeting people out at a restaurant or cafe.
What is a daily habit you are proud of?
I am proud that I have made daily exercise a consistent habit. I am proud of my habit of reading every single day, even if it is just for 15 minutes.
Do you keep a shopping list?
Yes, I always make a list on my phone before I go to the grocery store. I try to, but I often forget it at home. No, I just walk through the aisles and get what I remember I need.
How do you take care of your mental health daily?
I practice mindfulness and take a few moments for quiet reflection. I make sure to spend some time on my hobbies, which helps me relax. Getting enough sleep is the most important thing for my mental well-being.
What is your typical evening snack?
I sometimes have a small bowl of popcorn while watching a movie. I try not to eat too late, but sometimes I will have a piece of fruit. A cup of herbal tea is usually enough for me in the evening.
Do you enjoy running errands?
Not particularly, but I feel a sense of accomplishment when they are all done. I actually do not mind it. I put on some music and try to make it enjoyable.
What is a skill you use every day?
Problem solving is a skill I use constantly, both at work and at home. Communication is key. I use it every day to interact with people. I think time management is a crucial skill I rely on daily.
Do you remember your dreams?
Yes, I often remember my dreams quite vividly when I first wake up. Rarely. Most of the time, I do not remember anything I dreamt about.
What is your favorite type of weather?
I love a sunny day with a cool breeze. I find snowy days to be very beautiful and peaceful. I enjoy the sound and smell of rain on a warm day.
How do you feel about traffic?
I find it incredibly frustrating and a waste of time. I have accepted it as a part of my daily commute, so I just put on a good podcast and relax.
Do you set goals for yourself each day?
Yes, I like to set 1 to 3 main goals to accomplish each day. I have weekly goals rather than daily ones.
What do you do with your free time on a weekday evening?
I usually spend it relaxing and watching my favorite shows. I try to use that time productively to learn something new or work on a personal project.
Do you like to plan your outfits in advance?
Yes, I always choose my outfit the night before to save time in the morning. No, I just decide what to wear based on my mood in the morning.
What is something that always makes you laugh?
Funny animal videos always make me laugh. My best friend has a great sense of humor and always knows how to make me laugh.
Do you prefer a clean desk or a messy desk?
I need a clean and organized desk to be able to focus. I have an organized mess. I know where everything is.
How do you feel about cooking for one person?
I enjoy it. I can make exactly what I want to eat. It can be a bit of a hassle, so I often make enough for leftovers.
What is the best part about coming home at the end of the day?
Being greeted by my family and my dog. Taking off my shoes and changing into comfortable clothes. Just the feeling of being in my own space where I can relax.
Do you prefer sweet or savory breakfasts?
I definitely prefer a savory breakfast like eggs and bacon. I have a sweet tooth, so I love pancakes or French toast in the morning.
What is your morning skincare routine like?
It is very simple. I just wash my face and apply moisturizer and sunscreen. I have a multi-step routine with a cleanser, toner, serum, and moisturizer.
Do you drink enough water?
I think so. I always have a water bottle on my desk to remind me. Probably not. I often forget to drink water throughout the day.
How do you feel at the end of a long workday?
I usually feel tired but also satisfied with what I have accomplished. I often feel mentally exhausted and just want to relax.
What do you do with leftovers from dinner?
I pack them up for lunch the next day. We usually finish everything, so we rarely have leftovers.
Do you have a favorite spot to sit in your home?
Yes, my armchair by the window is my favorite spot to read. I love sitting on the kitchen counter while chatting with my family.
How often do you go out with friends?
We try to get together once or twice a month. We see each other most weekends. Not as often as I would like, since we are all very busy.
Do you watch the news on TV or read it online?
I prefer to read my news online from various sources. I like to watch the evening news on TV to get a summary of the day.
What is a daily activity you could not live without?
I could not live without my morning cup of coffee. I need my quiet time in the evening to read and unwind. A good conversation with my partner or a friend is essential for me.
Do you have a regular workout schedule?
Yes, I go to the gym on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I try to be active every day, but my schedule is quite flexible.
What is the most common distraction for you during the day?
My phone is definitely my biggest distraction. Sometimes I get distracted by interesting articles or videos on the internet.
Do you prefer to do chores all at once or spread them out?
I prefer to do a big cleaning session on the weekend and get it all done. I find it less overwhelming to do a little bit of cleaning each day.
What is a simple meal you often cook?
Pasta with a simple tomato sauce is my go-to quick meal. I often make a big salad with grilled chicken. An omelet with vegetables is a fast and easy meal I make a lot.
Do you enjoy playing board games or card games?
Yes, I love having a game night with my friends or family. I am not very competitive, so I do not play them very often.
What is your least favorite part of the day?
My morning commute when the train is very crowded. The end of Sunday evening, when I know the weekend is over.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Yes, my morning coffee routine is a non-negotiable ritual for me. My family and I always share one good thing about our day at dinner.
What do you do on a typical Friday night?
I usually order pizza and watch a movie to celebrate the end of the week. I often go out for dinner or drinks with my friends. Sometimes I am so tired from the week that I just go to bed early.
How do you stay organized with your finances?
I use a budgeting app to track my income and expenses. I have a spreadsheet where I manage my monthly budget.
Do you prefer to shop online or in stores?
I love the convenience of online shopping. I prefer shopping in stores so I can see and try things on before I buy them. It depends on what I am buying.
What is a TV show you are currently watching?
I am currently binge-watching a new drama series. I am re-watching an old sitcom that always makes me laugh.
How do you keep your home smelling nice?
I like to light scented candles in the evening. I use an essential oil diffuser with lavender oil. Keeping the windows open for fresh air makes a big difference.
What is your favorite kind of takeout food?
I love getting Thai food, especially green curry. Pizza is my ultimate comfort takeout food. I often order sushi for a fresh and healthy option.
Do you enjoy people watching?
Yes, I find it fascinating to sit at a cafe and watch the world go by. I have never really thought about it.
What do you do to get ready for a party or a social event?
I like to take my time getting ready, listen to some music, and pick out a nice outfit. I usually just have a quick shower and get dressed.
What is your favorite thing about your daily routine?
I like the predictability. It makes me feel secure and organized. My favorite thing is the small, quiet moments I have to myself. I enjoy the parts of my day that I share with my loved ones.
Do you pack your lunch the night before or in the morning?
I always pack it the night before to make my mornings less hectic. I prefer to make it in the morning so it is as fresh as possible.
What kind of workout do you prefer?
I enjoy high-intensity interval training because it is efficient. I prefer something more relaxing like yoga or Pilates. I love going for long runs outdoors.
How do you handle a disagreement with a family member?
We try to talk it out calmly and listen to each other's perspectives. Sometimes we just need some space before we can talk about it.
What is the first website or app you open in the morning?
I usually open my email app first to see if there is anything urgent. I check the weather app to know how to dress for the day. I often scroll through a news app to catch up on headlines.
Do you drink soda or sugary drinks?
I try to avoid them and mostly stick to water, tea, or coffee. I enjoy a can of soda as an occasional treat.
What is something you do to save money in your daily life?
I make my coffee at home instead of buying it every day. I bring my lunch to work most days. I always look for discounts and use coupons when I go shopping.
Do you enjoy going to the library?
Yes, I love the quiet atmosphere and being surrounded by books. I have not been to a library in a long time. I mostly read ebooks now.
What is the temperature you like to keep your home at?
I like to keep it cool around 20 degrees Celsius. I prefer it to be warm and cozy, so I set it to about 23 degrees Celsius.
How do you feel about public transportation?
I think it is a convenient and environmentally friendly way to get around. I find it can be too crowded and unreliable at times.
What is a chore you do not mind doing?
I actually enjoy vacuuming. It is very satisfying. I do not mind doing the laundry. I find organizing and tidying up to be quite relaxing.
What time of day are you most productive?
I am definitely a morning person. I get most of my important work done before lunch. I am a night owl. I find it easier to concentrate late at night. My energy peaks in the mid-afternoon after my lunch break.
Do you talk on the phone a lot?
Not really. I much prefer texting. Yes, I call my family and close friends regularly to catch up.
What is your evening skincare routine?
I always make sure to remove my makeup, cleanse, and moisturize. It is more elaborate than my morning routine. I use a special night cream.
Do you have a lot of apps on your phone?
Yes, I have apps for almost everything. I try to keep it minimal and only have the apps I use regularly.
What is the most used appliance in your kitchen?
Definitely the coffee maker. I use it every single morning. The microwave is probably the most used appliance in our house. I would say the electric kettle as we drink a lot of tea.
Do you enjoy puzzles like crosswords or Sudoku?
Yes, I love doing the crossword puzzle in the newspaper every day. I enjoy doing jigsaw puzzles on a rainy day. I find them a bit frustrating, so I do not do them often.
How do you celebrate small achievements in your daily life?
I might treat myself to a nice dessert. I take a moment to acknowledge my hard work and feel proud of myself.
Do you lock your door every time you leave the house?
Yes, always. It is an automatic habit. I sometimes have to go back and check if I locked it.
What is a common sound you hear in your home?
The sound of my children playing and laughing. The humming of the refrigerator. The ticking of the old clock in the hallway.
How do you handle junk mail?
I sort through it immediately and recycle what I do not need. It usually piles up on the counter for a few days before I deal with it.
Do you eat at the dining table?
Yes, we make it a rule to eat all our meals at the table with no screens. We often eat dinner on the couch while watching TV.
What is a habit you would like to start?
I would like to start meditating for a few minutes every morning. I want to get into the habit of drinking more water throughout the day. I would like to start a daily stretching routine.
Do you prefer to follow a recipe exactly or improvise when you cook?
I like to follow the recipe exactly, especially when I am baking. I usually use recipes as a guideline and then add my own creative touches.
What is something you always have in your bag or pockets?
I always have my keys, wallet, and phone. I never leave the house without some lip balm. I always carry a small packet of tissues with me.
How do you feel about doing dishes by hand versus using a dishwasher?
I find washing dishes by hand to be quite therapeutic. The dishwasher is a lifesaver. It saves so much time and effort.
What do you do when you are waiting in a line?
I usually check my phone or reply to messages. I just people watch and let my mind wander. I try to be patient and just wait.
Do you have a favorite local coffee shop?
Yes, there is a cozy little shop just around the corner that I go to every weekend. I prefer to make my coffee at home to save money.
What is something you do to make your workspace more pleasant?
I have a small plant on my desk. I keep a few photos of my family and friends nearby. I make sure to keep it clean and clutter-free.
Do you listen to the same music on repeat, or do you like discovering new artists?
I am always on the lookout for new music and artists to listen to. When I find a song I like, I can listen to it on repeat for days.
How do you decide when it is time to do a big clean of the house?
We have a regular schedule for deep cleaning, usually once a month. I usually wait until I cannot stand the mess anymore.
Do you enjoy going for walks?
Yes, I find a daily walk is great for both my physical and mental health. I love walking in nature, like in a park or a forest.
What is the best way to start your day?
For me, it is with a peaceful, quiet morning before everyone else wakes up. A healthy breakfast and a good workout. Starting the day with a positive mindset makes all the difference.
Do you have a lot of meetings at work?
Yes, my calendar is often full of meetings. We try to limit meetings to only when they are absolutely necessary.
What is your favorite way to spend a lazy Sunday?
Staying in my pajamas all day, reading books, and drinking tea. Going for a long, leisurely brunch with friends. Taking a long nap in the afternoon.
How often do you take out the trash?
I take it out whenever the bin is full. We have a designated trash day, so I take it out the night before.
What is a simple thing that brings you joy?
The smell of freshly baked bread. A warm hug from a loved one. Receiving a handwritten letter in the mail.
Do you iron your clothes?
Yes, I iron my work shirts and trousers every Sunday. I try to buy clothes that do not wrinkle so I can avoid ironing.
What is the first thing you notice when you enter someone's home?
I usually notice the smell of the house first. I notice how tidy and organized it is. I often notice the pictures or art on the walls.
Do you prefer to plan your holidays in detail or be spontaneous?
I love planning every detail of a trip, from the flights to the daily itinerary. I prefer to have a general idea but leave room for spontaneous adventures.
What is the most frequent errand you run?
Going to the grocery store is definitely my most frequent errand. I seem to be at the post office quite often.
How do you feel about mornings?
I am a morning person. I love the peace and quiet of the early morning. I am not a fan of mornings. I need a lot of coffee to function.
What is your favorite part of your home?
I love my balcony, where I have a small garden. My comfortable sofa in the living room is my favorite spot.
Do you have breakfast right after waking up?
Yes, I am always hungry as soon as I wake up. No, I need to wait an hour or so before I feel like eating.
What is a daily challenge you face?
Finding enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. Staying focused at work with all the distractions. Deciding what to make for dinner every night.
Do you prefer a hot or cold lunch?
I almost always prefer a hot lunch like a soup or a warm meal. I usually have a cold lunch like a salad or a sandwich because it is quicker.
What do you do when you feel bored?
I try to find something productive to do, like cleaning or organizing. I call a friend to chat. I usually just scroll through my phone.
How do you keep track of appointments?
I put everything into my digital calendar on my phone. We have a big family calendar on the fridge where we write everything down.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
I love making homemade pizza from scratch. I enjoy baking cakes and cookies. I make a really good roast chicken.
Do you enjoy silence? Or do you prefer to have some background noise?
I cherish moments of complete silence. I like to have some background noise like music or the TV on in the house.
What is the best way to end the day?
Reflecting on the positive moments of the day. Reading a good book in a comfortable bed. With a good laugh with someone you love.
What is your typical breakfast drink?
I always have a glass of fresh orange juice with my breakfast. A large cup of black coffee is essential for me. I usually just drink water in the morning.
Do you hit the snooze button on your alarm?
Yes, I am guilty of hitting it at least 2 or 3 times. No, I get up as soon as the alarm goes off.
How do you make your coffee?
I use a French press to make my coffee every morning. I have a simple drip coffee maker that is very easy to use. I use an espresso machine to make lattes at home.
What do you wear for work?
My office has a business casual dress code. I work from home, so I usually wear comfortable clothes like sweatpants. I have to wear a uniform for my job.
How do you find your commute?
I find it quite relaxing. It gives me time to myself before and after work. I find it stressful, especially when there is a lot of traffic.
What kind of lunch do you usually pack for work?
I often pack leftovers from the previous night's dinner. My go-to packed lunch is a salad with some protein. I usually make a sandwich and pack some fruit and yogurt.
Do you eat with your colleagues during your lunch break?
Yes, we have a great group that always eats together. Sometimes I eat with them, but I also enjoy having lunch by myself to recharge.
What helps you get through the afternoon slump at work?
A short walk outside in the fresh air. A cup of green tea or a small healthy snack. Switching to a different, less demanding task for a little while.
Do you have after-work plans on weekdays?
Not usually. I prefer to go straight home and relax. Sometimes I meet friends for dinner or go to a yoga class.
What is a typical dinner in your home?
A typical dinner consists of a protein like chicken or fish, with vegetables and some rice. We eat a lot of pasta and salads. It varies a lot. We like to try new recipes all the time.
Do you clean as you cook?
Yes, I try to clean up as I go to make the final cleanup easier. No, I make a big mess and then clean it all up at the end.
What is your favorite hobby to do in the evening?
I enjoy playing video games to unwind. I like to draw or paint while listening to music. I am learning a new language using an app on my phone.
How do you choose what movie or show to watch?
We scroll through the streaming service until we find something we both agree on. I often look up recommendations and reviews online. I have a long watch list that I am slowly working my way through.
Do you set your alarm on your phone or an alarm clock?
I use the alarm function on my smartphone. I have a traditional alarm clock by my bed to avoid looking at my phone first thing.
What is the last thing you drink before bed?
I always have a glass of water on my nightstand. A warm cup of chamomile tea helps me to sleep.
What do you do on a typical Saturday afternoon?
I usually run errands that I did not have time for during the week. I like to meet up with friends for lunch or a coffee. If the weather is nice, I try to do something outdoors, like go for a hike.
How do you plan your week?
On Sunday evening, I sit down with my planner and map out the week ahead. I just take it one day at a time.
What is your process for grocery shopping?
I organize my list by the layout of the store to be more efficient. I do my grocery shopping online and have it delivered.
How do you divide household chores with your family or roommates?
We have a chore chart so everyone knows what they are responsible for. We do not have a formal system. We just do what needs to be done.
How do you communicate with family who live far away?
We have a weekly video call to stay in touch. We communicate mostly through a family group chat.
Do you floss your teeth every day?
Yes, my dentist always reminds me how important it is. I should, but I often forget.
What is your favorite type of cuisine to cook at home?
I really enjoy cooking Italian food, like pasta and risotto. I love the flavors of Mexican food, so I make tacos and burritos often.
How do you take your eggs for breakfast?
I like them scrambled with a little cheese. I prefer them fried with a runny yolk. I enjoy a simple boiled egg.
Do you put on makeup every day?
Yes, I have a simple makeup routine that I do every morning. I only wear makeup for special occasions. I wear it on the days I go into the office, but not when I work from home.
What is the most important part of your morning routine?
Having a few minutes of quiet time to myself before the day gets busy. My morning coffee is absolutely essential. Eating a good, healthy breakfast to fuel my day.
Do you open your windows for fresh air every day?
Yes, I like to air out the house for at least a little while each day. I do in the spring and autumn, but not when it is too hot or cold outside.
What is your favorite thing to put on toast?
I love avocado toast with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. A simple butter and jam combination is my favorite. I enjoy peanut butter and banana on my toast.
How do you handle a busy, overwhelming day?
I make a very detailed to-do list and focus on one task at a time. I take deep breaths and remind myself that it is okay if I do not get everything done. I make sure to schedule short breaks to avoid burning out.
What do you do to keep your mind sharp?
I love reading and learning about new things. I enjoy doing puzzles like Sudoku to challenge my brain. I try to have engaging conversations with people.
Do you enjoy silence?
Yes, I find moments of silence very peaceful and necessary. I find complete silence a little uncomfortable. I prefer some background noise.
How do you organize your clothes?
I organize them by type, so all my shirts are together, all my pants are together, and so on. I like to organize my closet by color. I try to keep it organized, but it often gets messy.
What is a daily decision that is hard for you to make?
Deciding what to wear in the morning can sometimes be a struggle. Figuring out what to cook for dinner is a daily challenge.
Do you enjoy your commute?
Yes, I see it as valuable time to listen to podcasts or music. No, I find it to be the most stressful part of my day.
What is a food you dislike?
I have never been a fan of olives. I really do not like the texture of mushrooms.
How do you remember your passwords?
I use a password manager to keep them all secure. I have a system for creating them that helps me remember. I have to reset them quite often because I forget them.
Do you think you get enough sleep?
Most nights, yes. I prioritize getting at least 7 hours of sleep. Probably not. I have a habit of staying up too late.
What is something you always have on your grocery list?
We always need to buy more milk and eggs. I always make sure we have fresh fruit, like bananas and apples. Coffee is a must-have on my shopping list.
Do you take the stairs or the elevator?
I try to take the stairs whenever possible to get some extra steps in. It depends on how many floors I am going and how tired I am.
What is your favorite thing to do to relax on a weekend?
I love to go for a long hike in the mountains. My favorite way to relax is to do absolutely nothing and just rest. I enjoy spending a lazy afternoon in a cafe with a good book.
What is the best part of your daily routine?
The feeling of accomplishment at the end of a productive workday. The quiet moments in the morning before the day starts. Spending quality time with my family in the evening.
Do you drink tap water or bottled water?
I drink tap water. We have a filter on our faucet. I prefer the taste of bottled water.
How do you stay hydrated throughout the day?
I keep a large water bottle on my desk and try to finish it twice a day. I set reminders on my phone to drink water.
What do you do with your pets when you leave the house?
My dog stays at home. He usually just sleeps while I am gone. My cat has plenty of toys and a comfortable place to nap.
Do you enjoy driving?
Yes, I love driving, especially on open roads with good music. I see it as a necessity, but I do not particularly enjoy it, especially in traffic.
How often do you charge your phone?
I charge it every night while I sleep. My battery usually lasts all day, so I charge it in the evening.
What is something you do every day to take care of your health?
I make sure to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. I try to go for a walk every day. I prioritize getting enough sleep.
Do you prefer a tidy or a lived-in look for your home?
I prefer a minimalist and tidy look. Clutter makes me anxious. I like a cozy, lived-in feel. It makes a house feel like a home.
How do you manage your time effectively?
I use the Pomodoro technique, working in focused 25-minute intervals. I prioritize my tasks using the Eisenhower matrix. I make a to-do list and tackle the most important tasks first.
What is a simple breakfast you can make in 5 minutes?
A bowl of cereal with milk and a sliced banana. A piece of toast with peanut butter. A yogurt with a handful of granola.
What do you do if you have a headache at work?
I drink a large glass of water and take a short break away from my screen. I will take some pain relief medicine if it is really bad.
Do you enjoy grocery shopping?
I actually find it quite relaxing to browse the aisles. I see it as a necessary chore. I try to get in and out as quickly as possible.
What is your favorite thing about weekends?
Not having to wake up to an alarm clock. Having more time to spend with my family and friends. The freedom to do whatever I want with my time.
How do you feel on Sunday nights?
I sometimes get the Sunday scaries, feeling a bit anxious about the week ahead. I feel relaxed and recharged, ready for a new week.
What is your favorite afternoon snack?
I like having an apple with some cheese. A handful of almonds is my go-to healthy snack. Sometimes I just want a cookie or a small piece of chocolate.
Do you have plants in your home?
Yes, I have several houseplants. They make the space feel more alive. I am not very good at keeping plants alive, so I have a few fake ones.
What is a quick and easy dinner you like to make?
Scrambled eggs on toast is a great quick dinner. I often make quesadillas with whatever I have in the fridge. Pasta with pesto sauce is a super fast and delicious meal.
What do you do if you forget something at the grocery store?
It is frustrating, but I usually just try to manage without it until my next trip. If it is essential, I will make a quick trip back to the store.
How do you feel about leftovers?
I love leftovers. It means I do not have to cook the next day. I am not a big fan of eating the same thing 2 days in a row.
What do you do on a day off during the week?
I use the day to run errands and go to appointments. I treat it like a mini weekend and do something fun and relaxing.
What is your favorite way to exercise?
I love going to group fitness classes at the gym. I enjoy cycling outdoors. I prefer working out at home with online videos.
What is something you do before you leave the house?
I always do a quick check to make sure I have my keys, wallet, and phone. I take a quick look in the mirror. I turn off all the lights.
Do you enjoy cooking with others?
Yes, I think it is a fun activity to do with a partner or friends. No, I prefer to have the kitchen to myself when I am cooking.
What is a good way to save time in the morning?
Preparing your breakfast and packing your lunch the night before. Choosing your outfit before you go to bed. Having a set routine that you can do without thinking too much.
What do you do when you get home from a trip?
The first thing I do is unpack my suitcase and do laundry. I usually just relax for a while before I start unpacking.
How do you handle a power outage at home?
I find the candles and flashlights. I check the utility company's website on my phone for updates.
What is a daily task you wish you could automate?
I wish I could automate folding the laundry, washing the dishes, making the bed.
Do you enjoy making your bed?
Yes, I find it a peaceful way to start the day. Not really, but I do it because I like how it looks.
How do you prefer to receive news?
I read articles from trusted news websites. I listen to news summary podcasts. I watch the evening news on television.
What is your favorite part of cooking a meal?
I enjoy the process of chopping the vegetables. My favorite part is seeing it all come together at the end. The best part is eating the delicious food I made.
Do you drink a glass of water right when you wake up?
Yes, it is the first thing I do to rehydrate after sleeping. No, the first thing I want is coffee.
What do you do if it rains on your way to work?
I always carry a small umbrella in my bag, just in case. If it is raining hard, I might decide to take a taxi instead of walking.
How do you deal with a boring meeting?
I try to stay engaged by taking detailed notes. I try to ask questions to make it more interactive.
What is your favorite thing to order at a cafe?
I usually order a latte and a croissant. I like to try their specialty drinks. I just get a simple black coffee.
Do you find it easy to relax after work?
Yes, I can usually switch off from work mode quite easily. It sometimes takes me a while to stop thinking about work and unwind.
What is your favorite part of the evening?
Dinner time, when my family can all sit down and talk together. The quiet time after the kids have gone to bed. Getting cozy on the sofa to watch a good movie.
How do you make your bed?
I just pull up the duvet and straighten the pillows. I am very meticulous. I straighten the sheets, the duvet, and arrange the decorative pillows.
Do you keep your phone on silent?
Yes, my phone is almost always on silent to avoid interruptions. No, I keep the ringer on so I do not miss important calls.
What is your favorite way to spend a summer evening?
I love having a barbecue in the backyard with friends. Going for a walk after dinner when it is cooler outside. Sitting on the porch and watching the sunset.
What is your favorite way to spend a winter evening?
Curled up by the fireplace with a hot chocolate and a good book. Cooking a warm, hearty stew for dinner. Having a movie marathon at home.
How do you take a break from screens?
I go for a walk outside without my phone. I like to read a physical book or a magazine. I spend time working on a hands-on hobby, like gardening or knitting.
What is something you always have in your fridge?
There is always a jar of pickles in my fridge. We always have cheese and yogurt. I always keep some kind of fresh vegetables in the crisper drawer.
What do you do if you feel a cold coming on?
I drink a lot of hot tea with lemon and honey. I try to get extra rest and sleep. I take some vitamin C and zinc.
Do you enjoy cleaning?
Yes, I find it very satisfying and a good way to clear my head. I do not enjoy the process, but I love the feeling of a clean house.
What is the best thing about your neighborhood?
I love that it is very quiet and peaceful. It is very walkable. I can get to shops and cafes easily on foot. We have a beautiful park nearby.
Do you have a favorite spot in your city?
I love spending time at the botanical garden. There is a bench by the river that is my favorite place to go and think.
What is something that can instantly improve your mood?
Listening to my favorite upbeat song. Spending a few minutes outside in the sunshine. Getting a hug from someone I love.
Do you prefer to make plans or be spontaneous?
I like to have a plan. It makes me feel more in control. I enjoy being spontaneous. Some of the best days are unplanned.
What is your favorite type of book to read?
I love getting lost in a good fantasy novel. I am a big fan of mystery and thriller books. I enjoy reading nonfiction, especially books about history.
How do you handle receiving a lot of emails at once?
I scan through them to see what is urgent and then reply in order of priority. I try to deal with them in batches so I do not feel overwhelmed.
What do you do when you have guests over?
I make sure the house is clean and offer them a drink as soon as they arrive. I like to put on some nice music to create a welcoming atmosphere.
Do you talk to yourself?
Yes, I often talk to myself when I am trying to figure something out. Only when I cannot find my keys or my phone.
What is a daily habit you are trying to break?
I am trying to break the habit of checking my phone first thing in the morning. I am trying to stop procrastinating on small tasks. I want to stop snacking late at night.
How do you remember to take out the recycling?
I have a recurring reminder set on my phone for recycling day. I see my neighbors putting their bins out, and that reminds me.
Do you enjoy window shopping?
Yes, I find it relaxing to just browse in shops without any pressure to buy. Not really. I prefer to shop with a specific goal in mind.
What is the best sound to wake up to?
The sound of birds chirping outside my window. The gentle sound of rain. The smell of coffee brewing.
What is the best way to spend a Saturday morning?
Enjoying a slow, leisurely breakfast with the newspaper. Going for a run or to a fitness class to start the day with energy. Going to a local market to buy fresh produce.
How do you stay positive on a difficult day?
I try to focus on the things that are going well, no matter how small. I listen to uplifting music or a funny podcast. I remind myself that tomorrow is a new day.
Do you enjoy cooking big meals for holidays or special occasions?
Yes, I love the whole process of planning and cooking a big festive meal. I find it very stressful, so I prefer to keep things simple.
What is a small act of kindness you can do daily?
Giving someone a genuine compliment. Holding the door open for someone. Smiling at a stranger.
What are you grateful for in your daily life?
I am grateful for my health and the health of my family. I am grateful to have a comfortable home and enough food to eat. I am grateful for the small, happy moments that happen every day.